predominantly A.
Okay, so you are same as me actually. We're both visual learners.
Ooh.
We like to learn by looking at things. So tips for us would be to see something in print and try and remember it that way, using illustrations or diagrams to explain things to ourselves. Underlining keywords in colours and using variety of colour in text to bring out things. That's something I certainly do. I carry around 4 different coloured pens at all times. And draw things like mind maps and graphs and flashcards. That's all good stuff for us. So there you go.
Brilliant.
And for anyone at home who maybe was mostly C, then you're a kinesthetic learner, as you probably guessed from the fact there was the one that was left over. So you like to learn by doing tasks. So tips for you would be to, when you maybe reading something, to write it down again in your own words, so you've processed it. Make your own tapes of notes again, because you're saying it out loud before you listen to it back, so the act of saying it can be beneficial to you. Work with a partner and bounce off each other in that way. So if you have a friend who's also a kinesthetic learner, then you can help each other there. And also using things like post-it notes and highlighter pens, things like that. So it's the act of doing it, or maybe even use computer-based stuff. It's because it's a physical activity. So
I teach a lot using kinesthetic learning, so I will set up a situation and ask the learners to engage within that situation, and I think that way you imprint a memory. But I also have the PowerPoint and I describe what needs to happen as well, so you try and cater to both styles as well as the kinesthetic. Brilliant, really interesting quiz there. Well, we've been really lucky to have a guest presenter on today, and this is Emma. Now, she's recorded this feature for us on her experiences of lifelong learning all the way from Q8. So this is Emma.
Excellent.
I was very fortunate growing up because I went to a very creative school. This meant that our schedules and our timetable included a lot of dancing and theatre and singing and all the sort of things which I've always really loved, even from an early age. After school, I then went on to Secretarial College for a year, and while I was there, I took part in various performances, musical and a few dramatic performances. Then I went off to London to work, and I didn't really do very much for a very long time, having qualified as a secretary. I then worked my way up through various companies to do various different jobs, and then eventually, after 6 years of my time in London, I decided that I wanted to go off and learn to ski. So off I went and had a fantastic year in 6 months in Switzerland, which was just amazing, and then returned home to Ireland for a bit, where I spent some time with my family, which was wonderful, for a couple of years, and also met my husband. We were then sent off to Germany, where we were for a couple of years, and again, I didn't really have that much of an opportunity to do too much sort of drama and acting, but it was when I got older and I'd had my children that I really thought, well, actually, maybe it's time I should retrain. So I went off to Bath College, and I decided to do a supporting teaching and learning course, a BTEC, a level 3 course. And I was fortunate enough to have Audrey here as my tutor, who encouraged me to go back into my dramatic sort of passion. And I took my Bronze Lambda, which I absolutely loved. And since then, I've sort of been doing little things on and off here and there. And I've made a couple of productions at school. Most recently, I was given the opportunity to perform in Stepping Out, which meant I had to learn how to step dance. I had to learn a very large part, namely the part of Vera. And if you know anything about the play, it's set in a tap dancing class, and there's some very interesting characters. And I had an awful lot to say, but it was absolutely fantastic. I wouldn't change it for the world. Where I'm going to go now, I suspect I'll probably go on to do my Silver Lambda, and I'm hoping to go on and do some form of proper teaching qualification. I intend to get some sort of degree so that I can teach officially in the UK, having taught here in Q8 for the last 2 years. By the time I leave here, it will be 3 years potentially, in a special needs unit, which has been absolutely amazing. Prior to that, I worked for 2 years in England. Part of it was my placement from Bath, but they actually ended up employing me in the learning support department, and I really found that this is my passion. And if anybody else out there has worked with special needs, you will know how very rewarding and very demanding it is. But you learn a new thing every day. One thing in life, whoever you are, however your brain works, whatever your background, we never, ever, ever stop learning.
Thank you so much, Emma. She was an absolutely brilliant student.
Yeah.
I'm still in touch with her. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. And good luck with the degree. That's going to be great. Now, if you're inspired by her dramatic tendencies, there's a lot going on with Milton Keynes Theatre. And so for young adults, we've got some work experience placements that are on offer. And these are suitable for anyone who's interested in pursuing a career in arts management. Milton Keynes Theatre, this is from their website. It's a receiving house, and it's a theatre which solely presents touring productions. So they can't actually give experience in acting or production itself. But actually, if you're looking at how to understand how a theatre runs and how to manage within the arts, there's some really good weeks going on. Now, there's one coming up. It's Monday the 16th to Friday the 20th of November. So that's very, very soon. But also, if you want to get in there for next year, they're running another week on Monday the 18th to Friday the 22nd of January 2016, Monday the 18th to Friday the 22nd of April 2016, and Monday the 11th to Friday the 15th of July 2016. And you can just apply for a work experience placement on any of those dates, and you just need to go to their website and download an application form. So just type in Milton Keynes Theatre into Google and you're right there.
Very nice.
But I know, Jill, you've been looking at adult learning, and there's a few courses on offer.
Yeah, so this is something that's personally interesting to me. So they are starting again in January, the next course. Brilliant. But they run so September to December, January to March, and then April to July. So you've got some options going forward, and some dance classes that you could get into as an adult, which I think is really cool.
Yay.
They've got ballet.
Nice.
Very nice, which is an evening, so they have both beginners and intermediates.
Oh, great.
So that's nice. So you can always move up, or maybe go and speak to them first if you're not sure where you are, if you haven't danced for a while.
Yes, because a lot of adults find that they did a lot of ballet until, say, 15, 16, haven't done it for ages, but actually can pick up quite quick.
Yeah, so it might be worth actually going in for a test run. And you've also got things like tap. So that's another one which, you kind of really maybe always wanted to try, but never actually got around to it. Or if you really don't want to go into anything too specific, Dance Fit, which is just a brilliant way of actually being able to get dancing out of your system but actually get really nice and fit at the same time.
Amazing.
So that's a couple of options for you. And if you really, really are interested in the dramatic side, they actually do masterclasses in acting. These are actually monthly on a Thursday. That's for 18 and above, and that's a really nice idea. And it's not you're not putting too much into your own diary. If it's only once a month, you're not having to think I'm going to have to commit for 3 months every week, which can be quite challenging for people.
That's true. It's fitting into life, isn't it?
Exactly. And it is a masterclass, so it's actually quite nice just to kind of dip your toe in, and you never know where that might lead you. So those are the ones I was looking at. So
Brilliant. So look up Milton Keynes Theatre.
Absolutely.
And it's now Teacher by Jethro Tull.
Woo.
That is what I call my Plain Talking with Mick Bannister, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Seclo Sounds. Check in for an hour of scintillating chat and music with Mick Bannister and his guests from the world of film and literature. He'll be talking about their achievements and inspiration and finding out about the books and music that accompany them on their travels around the world. Get to know the person behind the headlines. Catch Plain Talking with Mick Bannister, Thursdays at 8 p.m. here on Seclo Sounds.
Inviting you to join me for Groove Lounge every Thursday night between 10 and 12 a.m. on Seclo Sounds, playing the very best in smooth jazz and soul. Groove Lounge on Seclo Sounds and TuneIn Radio.
Hello, I'm Mike Barry.
And I'm Bob Bluffield.
And together with Alan Mullion, we bring you The Grumpy Old Men on Saturday morning between 8 and 10. We take a look back at what's been happening during the week and let's just say discuss it.
Oh yes, we do play some good music as well. That's all here every Saturday morning between 8 and 10 on Seclo Sounds.
The 1980s are back.
Hi, I'm Dave and I play the music from the 1980s.
Hi, I'm Charlotte and I play the music from the 1990s.
Classic 90s grooves.
So join us each and every Saturday between 10 and midday.
For double decades on Seclo Sounds. Seclo Sounds.
Bringing people and communities together on seclosounds.org.